Most travelers look at a calendar and see only dates, logistical hurdles to be cleared between departure and arrival. They see a Tuesday in February, but they are looking at a map of time that hides a storm. In the middle of February 2026, the world isn't just turning a page, it is colliding with itself. While the crowds rush toward the next destination, eyes locked on their itineraries, they are walking blindly into one of the most potent energetic convergences of our lifetime. Welcome back to Journeys of Peace. We are approaching a singularity. On the 17th of February 2026, the moon vanishes into its new phase. That same day, the streets of New Orleans and Rio will explode for Mardi Gras, while across Asia and the diaspora, fireworks will herald the Lunar New Year. We move from the chaotic release of Carnival directly into the year of the fire horse, a symbol of volatility and rebellion. And then, just hours later, the silence falls. February 18 marks Ash Wednesday and the first crescent moon of Ramadan. The feast turns instantly to the fast. The noise turns to introspection. For the modern traveler, this isn't just trivia. It is a psychological gauntlet. We are entering a year of double fire tempered by the strictest disciplines of faith. Today we explore how to navigate this clash, not by rushing faster, but by embracing a concept I call radical patience. To understand the pressure we are about to feel, we must look at the engine driving this year. February 17 kicks off the year of the fire horse. In Chinese astrology, the horse is already a fire sign. When it aligns with the fire element, as it does only once every 60 years, we get double fire. The last time we walked this path was 1966. It was a year of cultural revolution, of burning down the old to build the new. It is an energy that refuses to be bridled. For the traveler in 2026, this manifests as a fever. It is the impulse to book a flight without thinking, to quit the job and move to a van, to rush through 5 cities in 10 days because the spirit demands movement. This energy aligns perfectly with the climax of Mardi Gras. It is the energy of consumption. We want to see it all, eat it all, and feel it all. Right now, the modern travel industry thrives on this fire horse energy. It sells us hacks, speed, and efficiency. It tells us to maximize our PTO and minimize our sleep. But there is a danger here. Fire consumes oxygen. If you travel with fire horse energy, you are likely rushing toward a finish line, but you're walking right past the ghost of the experience. You are moving so fast that the soul of the place cannot catch up to you. This volatility leads to the travel rage we see in airports, the snapping point where the human spirit can no longer sustain the pace of the itinerary. The fire horse demands action, but without a container, that action becomes destruction. And then the sun rises on February 18. The music of the carnival stops. The fireworks fade. We enter the great pause. It is rare for the Gregorian calendar to align Ash Wednesday, the Christian beginning of Lent, so closely with the start of Ramadan, the Islamic holy month of fasting and prayer. Yet, here they are, arriving back to back, immediately following the fire horse's arrival. Millions of people around the world will simultaneously shift from indulgence to discipline, from consumption to restriction. This is the container for the fire. For the traveler, this offers a profound counter-narrative. If the 17th is about going outward, the 18th is about going inward. Lent and Ramadan are not just religious observances. They are ancient technologies for resetting the dopamine reward system. They are about hunger, not just physical hunger, but the hunger for meaning that gets drowned out by the noise of the feast. When we travel during this season, we are stepping into the shadow of pilgrims who have walked these paths for centuries. They didn't walk to consume, they walked to strip away. They understood that the journey was not about what you gather, but what you leave behind. If you are traveling in February or March of 2026, you will feel this tension. The world will feel polarized between the frantic energy of the new year and the solemn weight of the fast. You will see it in the streets, the tourists rushing to the museum before it closes, and the locals sitting quietly, waiting for the sun to set. This convergence creates a unique psychological landscape for us. We are caught between the fear of missing out, that fire horse anxiety, and the joy of missing out, which is the essence of the fast. Psychologically, 2026 forces a choice. Do we treat travel as a checklist or as a sanctuary? When we look at the slow travel movement, it is often framed as a luxury taking a month to live in a Tuscan villa. But in this context, slow travel becomes a survival strategy. It is the only way to keep the fire horse from burning us out. Radical patience is the practice of sitting still when your biology is screaming at you to run. It is choosing to stay in one city for a week rather than visiting 3 cities in 3 days. It is refusing to let the volatility of the world dictate the rhythm of your heart. This is difficult. The energy of 2026 is rebellious. It wants to break rules. But the greatest rebellion in a culture of speed is slowness. The greatest rebellion in a culture of consumption is fasting. If you are planning a journey this year, ask yourself, are you running away from something or walking towards something? The fire horse runs away. The pilgrim walks toward it. The difference isn't in the mileage. It is in the mindset. So, how do we travel in this storm? How do we honor the fire without being consumed by it? First, we must acknowledge the Friday the 13th that precedes this whole convergence. In folklore, it's a day of bad luck, but in this context, it is a day of disruption. Expect plans to change. The infrastructure of travel is fragile. The fire horse energy will test patience at every gate and border crossing. Adopt the rhythm of the season. Even if you are not religious, borrow the wisdom of the season. Use the morning for movement. That's your fire energy. But use the afternoon for stillness. That's your Lenten discipline. Do not try to do a city. Try to be in it. Instead of filling your itinerary, empty it. Leave gaps. Leave silence. Allow the ghost of the place to speak to you. In 1924, Ernest Hemingway went to Pamplona not just for the party but for the ritual. He found a balance between the chaos of the bulls and the silence of the cathedral. In 2026, we must find that same balance. We must become travelers who bring peace to a place rather than extracting content from it. The convergence of February 2026 is not just a quirk of the calendar. It is an invitation to master your own time, to harness the fire of a new beginning and temper it with the wisdom of restraint. Most will rush through this year, breathless and burning, but you have the chance to walk at a different pace, to lock eyes not with the finish line, but with the moment you are in. This isn't just a travel guide, it's a pilgrimage of the heart. Enjoy it. Bon voyage.